sorry, Sam. Apologies, mate. One up quick. You're on the same road. Sorry, mate. Yeah, you're okay.
So, welcome back to a new video. I was in Torbay for round 4 of the National Series, and you might have just heard they missed my name in the gridding, but I managed to move back up to where I was meant to be, which was 4th row. And I actually had a really good start, so it was 6 across, so I thought it would be quite hard to move up. But I went from 21st to about 8th or 7th or 8th, all the way around. And I was happy, and I was like, alright, I need to be careful that I don't blow up, because I knew, because there's so much running, as you can see here, probably a lot of people would be just going too hard at the start and then blowing up, and normally I get better throughout the race. Here you can see that no one's shouldering it. I'm not really sure why. In practice I didn't, but it did get a lot harder, so I was like, well, halfway through the run I didn't really want to pick it up and then have to do everything, so I was like, alright, next run I will have to shoulder it. And then I remounted, got stuck in a rut, you can see now, and then just unbalanced, and then I tried to overbalance, went the wrong way, and just got stuck on the top tube, lost all my momentum, and then lots of people went past me, so I had no speed for the rollers. And it's weird, this was one of the less bad, I don't know how you say it, one of the better sections of the course, because it just wasn't, it was just drier, and there were a few sections like this. Half the course in the lowest section was quite dry, and then the other ones were just a bog. Here's over the hurdles. I was,
nice, Sam, well done.
Apart from the under 60, there were like 3 under 16s hopping, and apart from them, I was the only under 14 hopping. And then through the sand, I've got Nor on my wheel. He does Wessex as well. We're normally quite close. Well, or he just beats me. And then we come onto this section. On the first lap, I went into the pits by accident. I tried to do a really wide line, because you can see here, if you go close to the tape, you could actually carry quite a lot of speed. But went into the pits on the first lap, and I got quite a big gap on some people, even with the pits were a lot less muddy. But if you were already running, they didn't want to remount straight away. So riding one of this, saving energy. And then after this, the 180, the hot dog turns were actually really hard in the mud, because if you turn too much, then you just ride into the tape, and if you, I don't know, I'm just waffling. Onto this front, shouldering it this time. But I do have a massive bruise on my hip from that. But it was definitely fast, and you can see me overtaking.
Well done, Sam!
I think his name's Oliver. We were quite close this race. He always destroys me on the power anyway. Normally get the better of him on the technical bits. But this guy, Will Cole's in the blue, I think he's a triathlete, and he was just destroying us all in the run. And here's me being dropped to the power sections, as per usual. Yeah, and then here's Will on my wheel. There was an off-camera section where I was riding and most people were running. And the sand was actually like a bit of a rest bike, because it wasn't very deep, and there was just a massive rut, and you could just ride straight through it with no problems. It wasn't even like sand. But here you can see the advantage of not having to remount when you're like already on the bike. I think I pitted, I'm on my new bike now. Yeah, so I'm back on my good bike now. And in this section you can see Oliver, watch him come past, just both of us. And he comes past and I'm like, alright, well there goes my 8th place, I've got no chance of staying with this if he carries on. But luckily I managed to, I paced quite well and got better throughout the race, but watch. And catch back up on the run. I felt decent on the run. I hate running, but I don't mind it if I'm better than everyone else at it, basically. But I wasn't. I was just.
Well done, Sam. Keep it up.
But you can just see my legs falling off. Look, it's barely a run now. It's just you have to have quite quick feet because you just sink. And you can see Finley's story in the hut kit in front. He was gridded like 40th. He came past me on the first lap. I was alright, he's going to be flying. Got on his wheel, messed up one of the corners, and then he just stayed like 5 seconds in front of me for the entire race. And
Well done, Sam. Keep it
very
up.
annoying.
Nearly there.
But he was
Amazing.
really strong. You can just see him in front there, maybe a bit more than 5 seconds. But I hopped every lap. We're on the last lap now, just the final bit. I've got a bit of a gap to Oliver because I managed to, well, I rode the off camber well. Over the hurdle. Messed up a little bit, but it was alright. And then over the finish, I got 8th. I'm quite happy with that because I wasn't a big fan of the course. It was a good course, just didn't really suit me. Yeah, I was happy with it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.